It's Salamander Plays. Welcome to another episode of our walkthrough of StarCraft Remastered. We are on the original Zerg campaign, level 9, the invasion of Aiur. Tassadar and the Dark Templar Zeratul survived Kerrigan's vicious attacks, but their Templar armies have been decimated. Kerrigan, left behind to hunt down and eradicate the remaining Protoss warriors, begins to scour the burning wastelands of Char for her elusive prey. Meanwhile, the entirety of the extended Zerg swarm teleported through space-time and began its long-awaited invasion of the hated Protoss homeworld of Aiur. That is an awesome screenshot.
My children, the hour of our victory is at hand. For upon this world of Aiur shall we incorporate the strongest known species into our fold. Then shall we be the greatest of creation's children. We shall be perfect. Yet before I can be made manifest upon this world, the way must be prepared. You must seize the Kadaran crystals, for within them lies power undreamed of by the Protoss. Go now, my Cerebrate. Secure the crystals and bring swift wrath to all who oppose the swarm.
Alright. This is the second to the last level of the Zerg campaign in the original StarCraft, so this is one of the harder levels. Down here in the bottom middle of the map is a beacon. This is where you bring your drone to. And then your drone is going to take a long time to harvest that crystal. I forget exactly how long, maybe 10, 15, 20 minutes or something. And during that time, you have to defend this crystal formation because the Protoss will attempt to kill you. So once you send your drone down there, it's going to trigger your Protoss enemies to send everything they got after you. And it's basically a survival level. And actually, I have not even been paying attention to how many minerals I have here. So why don't we go ahead and upgrade a layer, get some tech structures. And why don't we throw down a few colonies just in case we get attacked. So if you look at the mini-map, this small beacon and crystal formation in the middle here, bottom middle, this is entirely surrounded by Protoss armies, and they have pretty much all of their tech structures. And the way I have always beaten this map is by destroying all of the Protoss on the map before I send my drone to harvest the crystal formation. And that does take longer to do, but I've always found it to be the safer way to play this map. And so I think I am going to do that in this particular mission. I'm going to destroy all the Protoss, then go harvest the crystal. And I'll probably just edit the video to skip to the end when I've won the game, won this level. Because if you destroy all the Protoss on this map, then harvest the crystal, nothing else happens. You just literally have to wait for the drone to finish harvesting. And as you can see, we're just droning up. We're getting our upgrades. I'm going to go Mass Hydra this level, which is pretty common when you're facing Protoss. You usually go Mass Hydra. And then the thing you really have to look out for are Reavers and Storm. Those are the two things that really muff up your Hydralisks. And I do think there are some Reavers on this map, but I don't think it's enough to discourage me from going Mass Hydra. Oh, here's a little trick. You can kill your own larva if you want to build a if you want to make a building right next to your lair or hatchery, you can turn your larva into an egg of any kind. You probably want to go drone since it's the cheapest, and then you can instantly hit escape, kill it, and then you'll have empty space to build next to it. So we're going to make our macro hatch right next to the gas so we can get maximum gas off of here. And let's put our rally point just outside the minerals here. And the other thing we're going to do is we're going to get a queen's nest. And we're going to work our way to a hive. So far, we've gotten both of our Hydralisk upgrades at the Hydra Den. You always want to get these if you're going to go mass Hydra. And we got our 1-1 done, which is really, really nice. And I also got my Overlord speed. And to the south of your base, you have this cliff that you can't walk up, and there's teal cannons there. So what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to march right, then go down, and you'll have to go through Teal's base to do that. Okay, let's get a hive. Let's make some overlords.
Require more minerals.
Your starting army, maybe +1 sunken, should be enough to fend off any oncoming attacks. As always, at the beginning of the match, I always say match, but anytime I start a new level on StarCraft, I just like to take all the warriors I have and put them on the 1 hotkey. And then anytime I get attacked in my base, I instantly hit 1 and A-click them to where all the action is. And that usually does the trick. Okay, I got 1-1. I don't know if I need to start my 2-2 quite yet. Oh, went too close to the cannon here. I like to spread out my overlords just so I can get as much vision as possible. Yeah, and here's Teal's base, I think, the start of it. So once you drone up pretty good, jeez. And I think I am going to put an Overlord here, even though they can walk a Dragoon over. Since I have Overlord speed, it should survive. But once you're droned up, you got some food supply, and you're getting your upgrades for your Hydralisks, you got your macro hatch, you can just start slowly building a Hydralisk army. And I don't really have any intentions of keeping these Zerglings alive. I think I'm just going to sack them when I send my Hydralisks in. And they'll just be a tiny little meat shield. And it looks like Teal sent an observer, an indication that perhaps he's gonna send some units to my base here pretty soon. But I'll easily defend it with this small army. Yep, here it comes. Looks like just a few zealots, nothing to worry about. We're just gonna keep making Hydralisks. Alright, nice. So we melted that army, and let's just look at their upgrades. So it looks like they're about 1-1, and we can probably grab our next set of upgrades here, even though we're only on 1 geyser. Alright, let's go ahead and just A-click these guys in. Let's start our 1-1 shield. Oh, and there are indeed Reavers. always target Reavers first. As you can see, they do a splash damage and they just absolutely decimate your army. If I remember correctly, though, regarding this map, I think there's so few Reavers that you can muscle through it if you just make enough Hydralisks. But if you ever do get to a situation where Reavers are absolutely decimating your army, you basically have no choice but to go Guardians. Guardians are the solution to Reavers. You could also do Mutalisks. If you make enough Mutas and just send them in, and you can snipe the Reavers and then let your Hydralisks clean up everything else. We're going to go ahead and target the Robo Bay here. Alright, we are hurting. We're hurting. It looks like they are fully 1-1, so why don't we back out here? We did a good bit of damage. I'll send an Overlord up here to scout. Probably could have been macroing better, but I think we're gonna be just fine. I think there's another base up here, and there is. Is there a geyser? There is. Very, very nice. Just what I wanted to see. So once we conquer this base, we'll have 2 more bases with gas. Alright, looks like they got quite a few units. Just keep reinforcing. And since we got a fair bit of resources left, we're gonna put down a spire, and we're also gonna get Greater Spire. I don't know if we'll actually need Guardians this match, but we're gonna have access to them anyway. It takes a really long time to get a Greater Spire, so you might as well start making it right away, just as a backup. Guardians and Hydralisks are a very, very powerful combination, and you can usually beat anything against Protoss with those 2 units. Some combination of Guardians and Hydralisks. Okay. Let's just slowly destroy this base. Keep pumping out more Hydras. And why don't we take 2 drones? I'm gonna put 1 drone here, and we'll put 1 drone here, and just get ready to take these 2 bases. One of the nice things about this map, once you defeat this base, it becomes a choke point for the upper half of the map. And so if you can take this base and throw down some sunken colonies here, it's really, really easy to defend. Oh, I didn't even realize there was another Robo Bay here. Definitely want to destroy this. Okay, let's see what else do we have over here. Is there more over here? There is another geyser. Okay. Some good stuff here. Okay, why don't we start these hatcheries? And what do I want to do here? Doesn't look like a lot of minerals. Why don't we make the hatchery close to here, and we can always make another one if we really need to. And why don't we make more Hydras, and let's get our Greater Spire, just in case we need Guardians later on. And these upgrades are getting pretty expensive, but we want them anyway. Another thing that's really sweet about this base that we just destroyed, it also becomes a great staging ground. You want to rally all your hatcheries to this area, and you can just continue to make whatever you want. Hydralisks, drones. One thing you do got to look out for is making overlords, because if you make overlords at your original base and you fly them over to your choke here, they're going to cross these cannons here and potentially die. But that's really the only downside. it looks like we got everything locked down here. So we're gonna slowly move our overlords into a position where we can see what's coming up. I think there's also cannons up here, if I remember correctly. Yep, there are. Okay, let's make some drones. Let's get our final upgrade for our Hydras. And I think it's time to just drone up, get these two bases online. And I think I might even take this base as well. Yeah, let's get our extractors. And we'll always send these drones up here. Looks like minerals are what I need. I think this cannon reaches this extractor whenever I take it, so I actually might have to take out that cannon when the time comes. Ah, yes, more overlords. I am definitely one of those StarCraft players that gets supply blocked a lot, so you'll have to bear with me. And like most StarCraft players, whenever I get supply blocked by Zerg, I'll just start making buildings because I know I need those buildings anyway, and it lowers my supply account because you're sacrificing a drone to do that, and then you can make more. And some of these cannons I might just be able to kill with Hydras from the low ground, although that's not ideal since they miss a lot from that angle. Oh, they want to get this patch back here and they can't access it, so they got some weird behavior here. Oh well, we'll eventually get it all. And I wonder if this cannon can hit these drones here. What we're gonna do is get transportation for Overlord as well. Okay, let's start harvesting our gas. It's probably going to be gas overkill here, but that's okay. We'll spend it all eventually. Another hatchery so we can get closer to these minerals, plus that is we're gonna need more production anyway, and I think I do want to let's get these minerals first since we're really hungry for minerals. And since we got the money, why don't we get our defiler mount and another spire in case we want to do upgrades for our mutas and guardians, but I don't know that we're gonna need guardians this match. Okay, why don't we harvest the minerals here? We'll throw down another hatchery for this geyser, and I believe I have. No, I do not. I thought I had. Oh, almost got transportation for overlords. And it looks like this cannon cannot reach these drones, which I'm very happy to hear. Okay, rally all the hatcheries to this area. Let's get some more overlords, more drones, in preparation for this base finishing up. Very nice. We can just start harvesting right away, even though they're going to long distance mine once or twice. But that hatchery is so close to finishing. Oh yeah, it'll definitely finish in time. Okay, excellent. So we are getting a ton of gas right now. And I'm curious to see. I'm just gonna walk my hydras up here. Just 8 hydras. Oh, jeez, that is really annoying. Okay. Just load up these 2 overlords, and I think I can drop them up here safely. And let's just see what happens. Ooh, there's 3. Let's see if I can finish that. Oh, jeez. Put them on hold here. 4 left. Or if we need more, we can always get more up there. I don't think it's totally necessary to kill these cannons, but man, are they annoying. Okay, kill these pylons. Let's move our overlords down. Okay, let's see if we can take out even more cannons with just these 4. Alright, and here's Yellow's base. Oh, that's probably going to aggro them. Let's move the lower health ones in the back, and let's see if we can kill this last cannon as well. Okay, I obviously aggroed him, so we're just going to make a bunch of hydras, reinforce our midpoint. Let's try not to aggro yellow anymore at the moment. Let's get some overlords in place, and now we have some really nice vision on the right side of the map. Actually, we're going to load this guy up, drop these hydras off, and I think we're done with you for the time being. And let's just keep making a ton of hydras. We got a lot of money. We're gonna need more overlords here. Let's grab this gas. And now, the question is, can we take out Yellow's base? And why don't we throw down a save, just in case we totally waste this army.
Spawn more overlords.
Alright guys, 3 hydras, and we got a fair bit here. We're just going to A-click them into Yellow's base. I don't think I have to worry about any invis units. Really the only thing I'm concerned about is Reavers. So we'll just A-click them in and see how far they get, and if they're really struggling, then we'll micro them. Okay, let's get the Hydra, or the Reaver here. Excellent. Lots of units, so let's just already make a ton more Hydras, because I know we're gonna need more. And it looks like I don't need to mine this gas just yet. Yeah, tons of Reavers here, but I don't think it warrants Guardians. Ooh, get this guy. There's a lot of StarCraft players who are way better than me, and they'll split their Hydra so that the Reaver doesn't get too much splash damage on, but just a little lazy and not good enough. We've got a ton of resources, so we'll get our 1-1 for our air, even though I don't think we're going to need it. We'll get it just in case. And it's always good to work toward a Defiler mount and get your Consume upgrade. It is difficult to micro Defilers if you're newer to StarCraft, but it is definitely worth it if you can manage it. The general plan is to swarm your own Hydras whenever you're facing cannons or Dragoons. But if you're facing Zealots, Archons, and Reavers, swarm isn't going to do you any good, and it may even help your your enemy, so got to be careful how you use it. And it looks like yellow has exhausted all of their warriors. We aggroed all their warriors, and now he's just out of an army. So things are going quite well.
Our forces are under attack.
And now we have an even, we have another base. That we can harvest from, which is really, really good. Looks like there's a decent amount of minerals here. Decent amount of gas. Sometimes your units do weird things and they get caught on the terrain and you gotta move them around. Just slowly clearing out the map. Ah, yes, storm. I don't know. Yeah, oh, jeez. Oh god. Just kill the Hydra. Or the High Templar and run away. High Templars and Reavers are the arch nemesis of Hydralisks. Hydralisks get absolutely decimated. Absolutely decimated by Storm and Reavers. And excellent, we killed one of the Arbiters. Arbiters are super obnoxious on this map because they have Stasis, which is just a god tier spell, if you didn't know. Nice. Alright, let's just keep pumping out Hydras. It seems like it's working, and the Reavers, although they're doing a lot of damage, it's just not enough to warrant going Guardians or Mutas, so let's just finish off yellow here, and I think there's a color in the bottom right and a color in the bottom left. Ah, the Storm just, oh man, just absolutely wrecks Hydras. I mean, Storm's good against everything, but man, is it a drag when you have mass Hydra and you're doing just fine, you know? Mass Hydra and all of a sudden you're getting wrecked by Storm. And it looks like Orange did send an attack after us. I wonder if there was some trigger on this map. Maybe after you destroy yellow or something, yellow will start, or orange will start attacking you. Not sure how this map works. But we're just going to A-click everything into the bottom right-hand corner, and we're just, we're not even going to watch what happens. We're going to make more Hydras, make another batch of Overlords, because it looks like we're getting close to supply block. And it is good when you can micro just when in your downtime. I know it's hard to macro and micro at the same time, but your Hydras are going to get stuck in certain places, and you just got to help them out. Always target the Reavers. Oh wait, is there another one? Yeah. Excellent.
Our forces are under attack.
I'm really glad I didn't mine that gas yet. It really looks like I don't need it. Our 3-3, let's continue our upgrades for our air. We'll keep getting all of our Defiler spells, even though we're probably not going to need them, but you never know. Oh, this is a good reason to take down shuttles, by the way. They're usually the transportation service for Reavers. Oh, get the Arbiter. And let's A-click them into the left bottom corner of the map. Okay, wow. Okay, and looks like these scouts are going to cause some headaches, so let's get a little squad of Hydras on it. We're going to keep A-clicking our Hydras into the bottom left corner of the map. Just destroy everything along the way. I rag on scouts every time I see them, but man, they are just such an absolute garbage unit. Let's make another batch of Overlords to compensate for the ones we lost. And as always, we're going to keep pumping out Hydras. And A-click them into the bottom left corner of the map. Wow, we mined this base already. About 3 of you go to this geyser. And what do you guys think? We'll send 1 drone to each base. And let's be careful with our drones here, but we can probably start harvesting this crystal. We've made so much progress. I doubt that orange is going to be able to hold me off at this point. I think we're in the clear, but this is my preference when doing this map. We're going to go ahead and put, okay, here we go.
The crystal is being harvested.
Okay, 10 minutes. So here's what I'm going to do, guys. As you can see, I'm about to finish off orange here. And there are no additional. Oh, jeez! I just saw. You know what? Now that I saw that 1 yellow or orange unit, I am gonna send a squad of Hydralisks there just in case something wacky happens. But as you can see, I've wiped the entire map, and there are no other units that show up. There aren't any like spawned units or anything like that. The Protoss have nothing to send, and so nothing will threaten this crystal the entire time. So right now I'm at 850, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna wait until I win the game and then edit the video to just show you the end. But all you have to do is wait. You don't even have to do anything. You can literally just go get some food or something. All right, guys, I'll see you in 8 minutes. Okay, I just got back from making a cup of coffee. It looks like I harvested this crystal a while ago, and I'm assuming I have to take it back to my base here. That is hilarious. Imagine that happening in real life. You harvest this extremely important crystal in the middle of a hostile Protoss regions, and then your commander just disappears for a cup of coffee for the longest time. All right, I think that's it, guys. Thanks for watching.
Celebrate. The K-Terran crystals are in our possession. Now, all shall tremble before the might of the swarm.
Sweet. My APM probably dropped a great deal in that couple of minutes I was gone. All right, I'll see you guys next time.